What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, you read the title. I'm gonna be talking about my experience with Marvel Rivals. So, we're just gonna jump right into it. So, good friend of mine and of the channel, Lucky, he got me to play this game. I had put it off for a while, but he finally got me to download it and play it. The first time I played it was November 5th of 2025. Um, I did kind of join in a bad time for me because I missed out on a lot of cool stuff that I'm sad that I don't have. Some of it's probably going to return, but anyways, let's just start with humble beginnings. The first character that I ever played, Jeff the Land Shark, my sweet little boy. Um, and I mean, it makes sense for a new player to play someone like that. He's easy to use and just kind of fun for a new player who's just trying to get the hang of things and learn a new game. Um, After a while, I did kind of, drop him and start playing a bunch of other characters, which we'll get into in a little bit. But more recently, I've come back to him and I've had a lot of fun, and I've even gotten him to Lord. So, yeah. Um, and, since he's not a hard character to play, even back when I first started playing, I was doing pretty good. And more recently, I have been having a lot of great plays in games with his ult. So you'll see some clips coming up here, including an absolutely insane play from a ranked game. I'll put those in shortly. But yeah, it was fun. Now I'm glad that I've picked him up again and been having a little more fun. The only thing is that I hate going against him because he's really annoying. He's a slippery little bastard. But anyways, um, yeah. So then, not long after, I started to play Luna Snow. Um, you guys know me. I'm a bit of a simp. So I'm not a gooner though. I'm not. I promise you. But I am a simp. So uh, it's not surprising. It didn't take long. Um, and I have played the crap out of her. Not as much as the character coming up, which you will probably know already if you know me or if you've looked at videos. Um, but I mean, she's also pretty easy to play. It did take a little bit of learning and practice, some experience, but and also with the current state she's in, she's pretty good. And I usually have really good games, usually. Um, and the one that you're seeing in the background here, I actually did get MVP on, so there's that. Um, but yeah, it's just I've gotten some really funny clips too. It's like it's so much fun. Like of course you're meant to heal your teammates, which I do, but sometimes it's fun just targeting other supports or DPSs and killing them. Especially when you freeze them and then just land all headshots and just boom. I've done it so many times. Um, some of my favorites to do it too is Moon Knight and Daredevil, just because those are two really annoying characters that I hate a lot. So, and if you saw one of my more recent videos, you've seen me do it to. Or if you've seen my more recent videos, you've seen me do it to a couple Daredevils, and I've done it to Moon Knight. So, yeah, she's a lot of fun to play. Um, And overall, I have pretty decent accuracy. It's usually at least like 50 something. So, you know. And I mean, these kind of games normally aren't something that I play, and I'm usually not good at aiming, but I think I've done pretty well. Um, so, yeah, I think also Luna was my second Lord character. And she's my second most played overall. I currently have, I think, 50 something hours on her. I'll have to check and put it on the screen here. But I think it's like 55 or 56 point something hours. So a pretty fair amount of time. Um, so yeah. I don't think there's anything else I have to say about Luna. I don't think so. I mean, she definitely does get too many skins, but as a person who mains Luna, I mean, of course I'm okay with it. Although I think it is getting a bit excessive, I will be honest with you. Anyways, let's move on to the big one. And probably the one that some of you might have been waiting for. Psylocke. So, this actually came very early on in my playtime too. Lucky told me not to, or that I shouldn't, because she's hard and I wouldn't like her. And boy, was he wrong. So, of course, at first it took a lot of practice and a lot of gaining a lot of experience and whatnot to play a character like that. She is one of the hardest in the game, and that hasn't been helped by all the nerfs that she's gotten. I will touch on this later, but only briefly. I'll explain why when we get there. um, but even today, with how much she's gotten nerfed and the fact that she kinda sucks to play, I still have fun and I still do well. But yeah, for a little while I wasn't the greatest, obviously. But I still did okay. And let's see, I think I started playing her maybe halfway through November, or a little past that. And I got my first MVP with her at the end of November. I still remember how happy I was, how hyped I was, and how proud of myself I was. It was great. And looking back, as I saved the replay of the match, looking back, it, it was kind of hard to watch because, man, ooh, it was bad. But hey, got to start somewhere, right? But yeah, things started to pick up not long after that. I would consistently do well. I got MVP a fair amount. And this was before the nerf to her ult in season 5.5. And when we get to that, we're getting to that now. At first I was a little annoyed, but then I was like, well, no, it is a good thing, because going up against Psylocke, yeah, it was just dumb. And it didn't affect how I play her. And probably the most optimal way to play her is to ult farm, especially off of tanks. But I don't do that because I don't like doing that, because it's not fun, it's boring, and it's really scummy, and I don't like it. Sometimes I'll do it if it's necessary, depending on the situation, but I try to avoid it. So I mostly flank because I have fun with it, and I'm pretty good at it most of the time, depending on what's going on and who I'm going after. So yeah. But no, I would say I'm fairly decent, or at least pretty good compared to a lot of Psylocke that you're gonna see. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the top. I don't know if I'll ever be. I don't know if I plan to be. I mean, I would like to get better than what I am right now, even though I am still, I'd still consider myself to be pretty good. I would still like to get better, but it's just, the thing is, I just have to play her so much to keep consistent and gain more skill. And it's like, even if I take a break from her just for a little bit, I'm going to lose some of that skill. It's like, you can't stop playing her for very long. It's because that happened to me when I was playing supports for a while, getting them to Lord and whatnot. And then I came back to Psylocke. I was doing pretty bad. So you really just have to keep on playing her if you want to stay good and get better. Now, I mean, if you see some of my gameplay, you might argue that I'm not that good, but I don't care. I've learned to just not care and just not let that stuff get to me. But if you do have any suggestions or tips or anything, then please do let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it, because I will put some clips in here. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I do still want to get better, like I said, and I think next season I am going to play more competitive or ranked, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to play a lot of Psylocke and just see how high I can get. I'm not expecting anything amazing, but I just want to test myself, see what I'm capable of. And another thing too is, this last week or so, I've been doing very well. I mean, I MVP'd with her 6 times in 5 days. So, you know. And then shortly after, like 2 days later, I MVP'd again. So, I mean, you know. I mean, getting MVP isn't the most important thing to me with her. The most important thing to me is just staying consistent and doing well, which most of the time that does happen. I do have bad games, but everyone does. And yeah, you'll get people in the chat or whatever, calling you out and saying, "Oh, you're so bad, you're garbage." Whatever. I bet you've had bad games like that too, and you have had people calling you out too. So I don't want to hear it. I don't. I mean, obviously, I don't care, and I don't let it get to me. But it happens. You have bad games, and sometimes people just don't really think about that and don't really care because people are kind of assholes when it comes to games like this. um, but yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun with her despite the current state that she's in. Um, yes, I would like to see some changes, as a lot of people do, but it might not happen, or at least not for a long time. I mean, she'll probably get her time eventually. You know, the time will come for her eventually. It it may take a while, but it'll probably happen. Um, I said I'll get into more of that a little bit later. Um, so I've also, obviously I've played this game a lot with Lucky because he's the one who got me into it. But also with two other friends that are also new to the channel, Aaron and Rumi. I haven't played it with Aaron that much, but I've played it with Rumi a fair amount as well. And just a quick little side thing, dude. Rumi is an absolute homie. I love this guy. He's so great. So shout out to you, Rumi, if you're watching this. I love you, man. But no, he's such a great friend. And we relate to each other in a lot of ways, so that's pretty cool. Um, and both Lucky and Rumi have given me a lot of support and kind of changed my mindset too. If it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd still be playing this game or not. And some other things in my life may have been a little different as well. But yeah, they've helped change my mentality about some things and help me think different and be more positive. So I really do have to thank them a lot. But anyways, let's get back on topic. um, so who did I start playing after Psylocke? Well, that would be Mantis. Now, Mantis is currently like one of the worst supports in the game, but I still do fairly well and have fun. I've also gotten her to Lord, so I have 4 Lord characters right now. Um, I'm interested in how that's going to be changing because with Season 6, they're reworking the whole proficiency system and how all that works. And so there's still the Lord icon, but there's going to be a level system, and farther up in the levels, there's an animated Lord icon. So that's kind of cool. The only character I think I'll have it for is probably Psylocke. Probably, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways. So Mantis is mostly easy. The only thing is just hard to land shots. And you also have to lead your shots. And I'm not the best at it. And usually the easiest to go for that are the closest in range are tanks. And as long as you land all your shots, especially headshots, Mantis does do a lot of damage. And you can also add on top of that the damage boost that she can give herself. So yeah, I have a lot of fun. I actually do pretty well. I'm definitely one of the better Mantis players out there. So I'm pretty proud of that. Um, she's my third most played actually at I think 30 something hours. And I forgot to mention, but Psylocke, I currently have a little over 80 hours, I believe. I'll put it on screen, but yeah. So, you know. I may put my stats on screen as well if you want to see them. Like I said, some of them may seem a little low or a little but that's because especially the damage per minute, but that's because I don't ult farm. I don't do stuff like that. So that's why it's kind of low. Um, but anyways, so overall, I've had fun with the game. I've had fun with the characters that I play, despite everything. I do like the game a lot. I mean, I've been playing it for over 2 months straight, literally. Like, on Discord, it says I have a 68-day streak currently at the time of me recording this. At the time of uploading, it might still be that, or might be 69. Nice. But yeah, uh, it's not the only game I've been playing. I have still been playing other stuff here and there, but I do play it for a couple hours every day at least at this point. Um, so yeah, I've had a lot of fun, a lot of great moments as you've seen some of my videos, and there's another one coming once I get some more clips. But yeah, so and I do also say I do love the game's design, like visually, especially the character designs too. Um, and I mean, obviously, my personal favorite is Psylocke. There's a little personal bias there, but you know, this game was also my introduction to Psylocke as a character, by the way. So I'm a little biased towards that version of Psylocke as well. That being Psy. Um, so yeah. Anyways, well, the positives. There's also negatives, and well, there's some obvious ones out there. It's really just with a few things. Big one is character balance. In some places, there is a severe lack of balance and unfair treatment with some characters compared to others. Um, it's like there's some characters that really should be nerfed, but they don't get nerfed, and then there's characters that don't really need to be nerfed, but do get nerfed, or whatever, this and that. Or there's characters that need buffs, but they never get them, or whatever. And then there's just some characters that are insanely overpowered and broken, or I guess, and they hardly ever get touched. Or when they do something like a nerf, it's hardly anything. Um, One of the characters that I have the biggest problem with is Winter Soldier. Bro is so overpowered and broken, and yet they've basically never touched him. It's like they're allergic to nerfing him. Not because he's popular and a lot of people like him, but that kind of goes out the window a little bit when you look at a couple other characters. I'm trying my hardest not to mention Psylocke here, but I'm going to. Like, she's popular and a lot of people like her, but she keeps on getting nerfed. And there's other characters that are a bigger problem and are really overpowered and broken, but nothing ever gets done to them. And I'm going to say it. The community is what ruined Psylocke. And it mostly comes from bigger creators and like YouTubers, streamers, whatever out there just saying certain things, and then people just go along with it. They just follow with it. Even if they don't really know what they're talking about or have never even played the character or this and that, whatever. But people just go with it. So there is that. That does upset me a lot. I'm going to try not to talk about it too much because then I'll end up going on a rant, and I don't want to. And, I mean, you can disagree with me. And if you do, I'd like to know why, personally. I know that, I guess, back whenever, long before I played, yeah, she was a problem and was broken and overpowered. But these days, she's not, and there's other characters that are a much bigger problem. And really, she could use something. Maybe not a buff per se, but a rebalance. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much, because then I'm really going to get going. I'm going to start a rant, and I don't want to. But, yeah, there's some issues when it comes to the overall character balance. That's the biggest problem with this game. And it seriously needs to be addressed. And even if they do address it at times, it's not enough. It's really not enough. Like, they've partially, just barely nerfed Daredevil for Season 5.5. It didn't really make a difference. Now they're doing it again for season 6, but it's also barely any change, like very slight changes that are probably hardly going to do anything. Like they need to make bigger changes. They need to do something. There needs to be some rebalancing and some more fair treatment for other characters because it's just all over the place. And it really gets annoying. Um, and also, I'm just going to mention it, the matchmaking is also pretty atrocious. It's pretty bad. It's probably the worst matchmaking I've ever seen in a game. Um, so yeah, that's not good. But I'm sure a lot of if you're watching this and you know this game and you've played it, you already know the whole thing with matchmaking and all that. So I'm not even going to get into it because I'm sure you already know. But um, yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I think so. Yeah, overall, I think it's a good game. I've had a lot of fun. It does have issues that need to be addressed, and hopefully will be eventually. Um, like, please do something to Psylocke, something good, please. Anyways, um, yeah, I think that's really all I got. And I mean, if you have anything that you want to say or have a discussion about, not an argument, but a discussion about, let me know in the comments. And I'll respond as soon as I can. Because sometimes I can be a bit lazy or busy. I'm not busy that often though, because I almost don't have a life. Like, yeah, I have a job, but I don't work that much. But so yeah, if you want to have a nice, friendly discussion about something to do with this game or the characters or balancing this and that, whatever, then just leave a comment. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna continue to play this game. I probably will take a break from it eventually. Probably not anytime soon though. We'll see. I am slowing down a bit and not playing it all day, so you know. But yeah. Because I'm obsessed with Psylocke and I main her, I was trying to think of a yokai joke, but can't really think of one. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.